Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Lisa Erickson. Today's episode is on pillows. I've had a few people come into my office and ask me specifically what type of pillow they need to have and how to correctly pick a pillow to help with their shoulder or their neck pain. And pillows are very difficult to figure out because they're not a one-size-fits-all. The pillow really does depend on the width of your shoulders and also the length of your neck. So if you are a very large muscular gentleman who from the side you have a lot of muscle on your back, you're going to need a much thicker pillow than a smaller body style such as myself, to where I'm pretty narrow front to back. So as for picking my pillow, I need a much more thin pillow. So those of you that are belly sleepers, you need a very thin pillow, and I would highly recommend being a belly sleeper that you find a way to not sleep entirely on your stomach, but to put a little bit of an angle between you and the bed. And what that does is, if you're a straight belly sleeper, you have this stretch put in your neck. So you have to either look left or you have to look right. So if you're a belly sleeper and you're always looking in the same direction all night long, you are slowly lengthening out all the ligaments on one side, allowing the ligaments on the other side to contract up, and you're also jamming all the joints on one side of your neck. And so that can give you issues if you do that every single night. You're in the same position, spending half of your life in that position. You will find yourself walking around with, I sound like my grandma. If you do this, you're going to end up getting stuck that way. But we do see in x-rays and in even your driver's license photo, people that sleep in one position, you can see how they hold their bodies, kind of the most common position they're in all day. So for you belly sleepers, I recommend pulling up some pillows, putting half underneath your chest, and just putting a little bit of an angle to you so you can try to keep your head nice and straight. For my side sleepers, we need to find a pillow that allows the center of your nose to be in alignment with the center of your sternum. So what that would be is measuring the width from here to here. We want a pillow that allows you to be able to have that straight line. So we're looking for something that is really wide and someone that has a broad shoulder type body style. And then in a more narrow type female, we need smaller pillows. And then for those of you that sleep on your back, which I recommend, I'm a side sleeper and a back sleeper, we need very little pillow. Because if you were to take the same pillow that you would use to be a side sleeper and you would flip that to be on your back, we want the center of our ear in alignment with the center of our shoulder. So we don't want our head pushed way out in front of us when we are sleeping on our back. So if you're trying to use the exact same pillow and it's not a soft squishy down pillow for being a side sleeper and for being a back sleeper, you have the wrong pillow. So some of you guys, I would recommend getting very narrow, thin pillows, which is what I use, and I use one if I sleep on my back, and I use two if I sleep on my side. So I have pillows around me, and I'll pull one underneath me, or I will pull a second one and have two pillows underneath me for a side sleeper. So for those of you that have gotten a Posturepedic pillow that has a little bump in it, those are excellent. One, they're a one-size-fits-all. Two, they're excellent for a very specific size of person who's usually male and usually about 180 pounds, 175 pounds. So the issue I have is when you take that pillow made for someone that has a little bit of mass to their shoulders and their torso, and we put a thinner female on there. So that we want to make sure we have the right size of that. So if you're a smaller body size and you have one of those lumpy, bumpy pillows that has a curve underneath the neck, you can take the bottom of your pillow and you can slice it down to fit who you are and then just put it in a pillowcase, or we can return it and get something different. And for those of you that have necks that are irritated by those type of pillows, or your pillow works really well one part of the year and not for the other, for people that are getting these Posturepedic type of pillows, you have to keep in mind that those pillows respond to the temperature of the air. So when it's really hot, they're very squishy, and in the winter, they're very hard and rigid. So if that bump pushes very hard in the winter and it doesn't push very hard in the summer at all, and in the winter you're having neck pain, then that pillow is not a good use for you as a person for during the winter time. So yes, pillows are very, very complex, but something that is definitely important to keep in mind, especially if we're spending half of our life laying in bed. As an athlete, you want to make sure, and even as a worker bee, you want to make sure that things are resting and that when you're sleeping, you're not tucking your chin or having your head in front of your shoulders, because that puts a lot of weight on your discs. And when we sleep, our discs slowly fill back up to their full height. So actually when you get up, you're the tallest you're going to be. So we want to make sure that that is at optimum and that your pillow fits you. So anyway, that's a little bit on pillows. Thank you so much for tuning in.